MEG to attacked. Sussexes shoot themselves in the foot as going against vows not touch royal. It wasn't just the palace PR machine that was going into overdrive for the couple but the royals themselves. 2 days before Jason Knauf sat down with Omid Scobie and Caroline Duran to provide a 2-hour background briefing for Finding Freedom, their biography of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, he had an extraordinary email exchange with Prince Harry. Desperate for the authors to get some truths out there, the prince begged the communications secretary he shared with the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge to make sure his wife, Meghan, was cast in a positive light. "Are you planning on giving them a rough idea of what she's been through over the last 2 years?" he demanded. Media onslaught, cyberbullying on a different scale, puppeteering Thomas Markle etc. 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 Even if they choose not to use it, they should hear what it was like from someone who was in the thick of it. "So if you aren't planning on telling them, can I?" An incredulous Knauf replied, "Of course, I've never stopped." It was a sharp insight into just how many fires he, and others, had fought on Harry and Meghan's behalf in the 2 years since she had come onto the royal scene. Understandably, much has been made of the evidence showing that the Duchess did cooperate with the authors of what turned out to be a highly flattering account of the Sussexes' lives in the royal family. Indeed, this week, Meghan was forced to apologize for previously unintentionally misleading the High Court, in her privacy case against the Mail on Sunday that is now at the Court of Appeal. But this week's revelations also lay bare another uncomfortable truth for the couple. Far from being unsupported by the institution, as they described the monarchy to interviewer Oprah Winfrey, the evidence appears to tell a different story. Rather than being abandoned, it is a damning indictment of the gospel according to Harry and Meghan. Most of all, it is impossible now not to recall Meghan's emotional interview with Oprah last March, as she exclaimed, "I've advocated for so long for women to use their voice, and I was silent." When asked, "Were you silent or were you silenced?" Meghan famously replied, "The latter. Not only was I not being protected, but they were willing to lie to protect other members of the family, but they weren't willing to tell the truth to protect me and my husband." Yet what Knauf's witness statement, and the Duchess's response to it, reveals is that no one was silent. And it wasn't just the palace PR machine that was going into overdrive for the couple but the royals themselves. Fresh revelations from Meghan Markle's privacy battle have laid bare an uncomfortable truth for the Sussexes, according to a royal commentator. The Court of Appeal heard new evidence this week as part of the appeal by the publisher of the Mail on Sunday appeal against the decision to grant summary judgment to the Duchess of Sussex on her privacy and copyright claims. The court heard that Meghan and Harry's former communications secretary Jason Knauf did provide information to the authors of the flattering Finding Freedom biography, and the Duchess was forced to apologize for misleading the High Court. Royal expert Camilla Tominey claimed that the revelations have laid bare another uncomfortable truth for the couple. Writing in the Telegraph, Ms. Tominey said, "Far from being unsupported by the institution, as they described the monarchy to interviewer Oprah Winfrey, the evidence appears to tell a different story. Rather than being abandoned, it is a damning indictment of the gospel according to Harry and Meghan." Of course, what we have really learned from this week's court proceedings is how much control the Sussexes actually had all along, and how much those around them desperately tried to save them from themselves.